There's the great Shericka Jackson.
The second fastest woman in history over 200 meters.
Yet have season best below 11 seconds.
Moore, Jackson and Reed have not gone under 11 yet this year. They're on their marks. Final of the women's 100 meters. Can Tina Clayton defend? Off they go. Tina Clayton got up brilliantly. Shericka Jackson and Lavania Williams running well. Chanel Smith's coming forward. It is Tina Clayton and Shericka Jackson gets it. What a performance from Shericka Jackson. The veteran comes up big.
In 6, all black. Chanel Smith sets a new personal best.
Daniel Williams 11.13. Alana Reed finishing in 7th with Dockery in 8th.
Shericka Jackson achieved her fastest 200-meter time in nearly 3 years when she entered the Simon Diamond League track in May 2026. She won the Jamaican Athletics Championships 100-meter gold 3 weeks later, making it her 10th national sprint victory in both distances. Her run is only 7/1000ths of a second shy of a world record that has stood for 35 years. She is presently the second fastest woman over 200 meters in recorded history, chasing a record that hasn't been broken since 1988. She is 31 years old, 9 Olympic medals, 2 world 200-meter titles, and a championship record that stood for 32 years were just a few of the notable records that Merlene Ottey had amassed over the course of 2 decades of Jamaican sprinting. She started her career in an entirely different sport. Jackson defeated all of them, becoming the second fastest woman in history over that distance and the first Jamaican woman to defend the 200-meter world championship since Ottey did it in 1993 and 1995. After watching this film, you'll know how an Ocho Rios quarter-miler surreptitiously rose to become the world's most dominant 200-meter runner. On July 16, 1994, Shericka Jackson was born in Ocho Rios, Jamaica, a popular tourist spot on the northern tip of the island. Prior to attending Vere Technical High School in Clarendon, she attended Steertown Academy, a small community school in St. Anne. She began competing internationally for Jamaica at the age of 14, participating in the 2008 Carifta Games while training under coach Stephen Francis at MVP Track Club. She wasn't initially designed to be a sprint prodigy, which is something that the record books usually ignore. She ran a quarter of a mile. The 400 meters shaped her event, her identity, and the way the sports world spoke about her for more than 10 years. She won gold in the 4x400 relay and bronze in the 400 meters at the 2015 World Championship. In Rio 2016, she won bronze in the 400 meters and silver in the relay. She was among the best 400-meter runners in the world by almost every metric, and no one could predict what would happen next. She has freely acknowledged that real recognition didn't come until she changed events, and that change happened so quickly that the sport hardly had time to follow up. Jackson, a lady whose signature event had always been the 400 meters, won bronze in the 100 meters and gold in the 4x100 relay at the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. After easing up close to the line in her qualifying heat and missing advancement, she was left to watch the 200-meter final without her. Her final time of 21.45 seconds at the 2022 World Championships in Eugene was the second fastest 200 meters ever ran by a woman, only surpassed by Flo Jo's world record of 21.34 from Seoul in 1988. She became the first athlete in World Championship history to win individual gold in the 100, 200, and 400 meters all at once. She also won silver in the relay and the 100 meters. Then came 2023, Budapest, and the final night of Merlene Ottey's life. The championship record went first. Ottey's 1991 time of 21.64 had surpassed every women's 200-meter final for 32 years. Jackson broke the finish line by 0.23 when he crossed it at 21:41. Then came the dynastic record. She became the first Jamaican woman to defend the world 200-meter title since Ottey in 1993 and 1995 with consecutive victories in Eugene and Budapest. Then came the career record. Her 7 sub-22 runs that year surpassed anyone in history in a single season, and her sub-22 second total increased to 17, surpassing Ottey's record. "I feel like I am a living testimony," Jackson mused, "that you can create something if you really want it and never give up. She was the fastest woman in history to win the World 200-meter championship twice in a row. Even though she had finished in less than a year with a time of 21.41, she was clearly disappointed as she crossed the finish line because she thought 21.34 was within reach. The Olympic gold that had escaped her and the world record she had been after for 2 years were supposed to come together in Paris. Her calf went out during a warm-up competition in Hungary on July 9, 2024, and she pulled up hurt before the line. A few weeks later, she was absent from the 200-meter Olympic final in Paris. Gold was claimed by Gabby Thomas. Jackson stood on the sidelines and observed. Last year was really hard for me, mentally and physically, but I had my family, friends, and coaches in my circle, she revealed in April of that year. That sentence sums up everything. A two-time world champion, quietly rebuilding a career that is far from over, while observing the biggest race of the decade from the sidelines. It developed over several months of gradual, steady progress, the kind of comeback that doesn't become viral until the body of evidence is too strong to ignore. In April 2025, she made a comeback at Xiamen, finishing second in 22.79 seconds. The objective was to keep healthy, not to dominate. "I want to cross the line healthy and work my way back in slowly," she stated to reporters. After falling to 22.53 in Kingston by June, she ran a season-best 22.17 in Silesia in August, her quickest time since 2023, and declared, "We are back." Just 18 months after failing to finish in Hungary, she won bronze in 22.18 at the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, instead of the gold she had previously held. Then came 2026. The restoration was finished when Jackson won the 200 meters at Xiamen on May 23rd in her quickest time in over 3 years. She won her 10th sprint championship on June 19th when she won the 100-meter national title in 10.81 seconds. The athlete who was outside watching Paris is now leading Jamaica to the Commonwealth Games. Go back to Budapest now. She won 9 Olympic medals without ever winning an individual gold medal, held the 200-meter championship record for 32 years, and established the sub-22 standard by which the sport was judged for 20 years. She was the most successful and resilient sprinter the Caribbean had ever produced, and she was loved for showing up even when gold refused to come. Now, Jackson has broken all 3 of those records in a single season. However, the most important similarity isn't found in the books, but rather in patience. Ottey continued to race until he was 44 years old. Jackson embodies the same spirit. Not an athlete who peaks and fades, but one who stays until the room gives her what she came for. As she rebuilds after Paris, reclaims the national title in 2026, and continues to describe herself as unfinished. The only number that hasn't changed is FloJo's 21.34. Los Angeles, 2028. At the age of 33, Jackson will be racing in the city where FloJo grew up, for the gold that has consistently eluded her. 21.34 becomes a genuine topic once more, if she shows up as healthy as she was in Budapest. The question is whether Jackson will finally win an Olympic gold medal in 2028. Before it hits 40, does FloJo's record drop? I read every response, so please leave yours below. Additionally, subscribe now if you want to be here for whatever she does next.